Can you guys double check your phones, please? Make sure they're off, and we're going to call the meeting into order. Would you all please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Patty, would you take roll, please?
Mayor Woods.
Here, ma'am.
Vice Mayor Litt.
Here.
Councilmember Marciano.
Here.
Councilmember Reed.
Here.
Additions, deletions, modifications, are there any?
No, sir.
Next is announcements and presentations. Would Tony Badala, President of the PBGYAA, come up, please? Hi, Tony. Name and address for the record, please. We all know it by heart, but go ahead.
I want to come up here and just give the commission, the new commissioners, just an update on what the PBGYAA is.
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but could you speak closer to the microphone? Thank you.
Is it on? No, it's on. So I just wanted to come up this year, and I'm sorry I didn't make it last month, but and just give an update on what the PBGYAA is doing in the community, just what we contribute to the community, and really to thank you, the commissioners, and your staff for giving us probably the best facilities in order to represent what we are all about. So the PBGYAA right now, we represent about 6,000 kids within the community, inside City of Palm Beach Gardens and outside. We have, we just hired 3 full-time staff members. We have 2 accountants. We have Lori French, who came on, who's running the day-to-day operations of the facility. And we needed this because we always look for a bigger venture to do. And we're always looking to add different programs for the kids. And it really solidified the responsibilities of the board to be an actual board, to make things better for the kids. I just want to recognize some of the board members we have here. Rob Coleman. He's the treasurer. He's been with this, I think he's been on the board for how many years? 15 years, Rob? 16 years. He doesn't even have a child in the program, but that's how much he loves it. We got Nikki Tomaso, who's here. We got Hal, who is brand new on the baseball board. And I don't want to forget David, who is my vice president. And he's there just to clean up anything that I may screw up on or I can't make, so he always does that for me. But I really want to thank Ron. Thank you for your leadership, always guiding us in the right direction. Whenever I have questions, I call Ron, and he always, in his simple way, makes things a lot simpler than sometimes it may seem. Charlotte, Daniel, Tim, Lindsay, John, Corey, and Mike. I also want to, wherever Todd is Todd here? No, but Todd's vision, along with David Reyes in the beginning, where we set up the park and the new baseball complex. I mean, it's just fantastic. I remember going through the plans. I remember going to meetings with different communities and everything else just to have this thing come to fruition and be able to represent this as part of our program. It's just a thank you back to everybody here that supported it. And it was something that seemed monumental at one point. I think that's a fair statement, right, Ron? And it got done, and it got done. And now when you go out there, even through this COVID crisis, we've had a downturn in participation, but we started back up for the fall. And Lori, we have less than 12 cases, I believe, and none of them are on-field cases that had anything to do with stoppage of play. So we are killing it. And that's another attribute to hiring somebody to run the day-to-day operations, and to us board members being able to just oversee it and make these decisions. We did cancel a couple of programs, I believe, in the spring, just out of safety and unknowing. But we always acted responsibly, and we still do. You know, we keep the parents off the fields. You know, we tell it's about the kids. It's not about anything else but the children. I also would like to tell you, we also have, we have over 600 volunteers that make this work. 600 volunteers, between coaches, between assistant coaches, team moms, people that assist with the boards. We have 9 different boards, Lori? 9 different boards along with the executive board. We also have people that help with the evaluations. And it comes out to 600 people, and that's a monumental undertaking when you really take a look at it. The PBGYA, and this is what blew me away, and this is the one reason I really felt it necessary to come up here. Over the past 3 years, we have given in scholarship to people in need, to families in need. Whenever you see somebody within our own family that may have a tragedy or it's just something go wrong, we've given out over $500,000, $520,000 in the past 3 years. So that money that we raise, whether it's through the people that just support us or people that are just heavy hearts, when we put these emails out, we were able to, to the community, people in need, $178,000. Financial aid discounts, which means scholarships to kids that couldn't play if they didn't assist them, $290,000. And college scholarships over the past 3 years, over $60,000. So when you see the PBGYA and anybody, this is what we do. And this is what the volunteers put all their hard work into. And so we thank you and for everything you give us, because it gives us the opportunity to put back into the community what we get out of it. So just some of the things we're looking to do in the upcoming years, in the upcoming year. Creation of a new golf program. Get Girls in the Game initiative. Community partnership with local schools. Soccer division is going to have its tournament, hopefully, God willing, in March. Brings almost 300 teams to the community. We had to cancel it, and we're going by the guidelines given by the city and so forth. I think my guys are pretty good with you, right? I know they've got, they look at money, but at the end of the day, it's more about the safety of the kids. The baseball this year, we have the state tournament for the rookie kids, as we normally do. We also have 2 World Series coming in this year. Softball division, Swamp Classic, pitch for the Cure. And football, they have an off-season spring tackle. We had to cancel our football season. That was the big season we did cancel last year, which killed, but we already, we have 7 new presidents that came in, one of them being football, and they went to play somewhere else. I just didn't feel comfortable with it, putting kids out there at that point. It was really an unknown. But that new president said, everybody's come back and we maybe get more. So, coming from a program that just won 2 Super Bowls, 2, that's quite, to lose everybody and bring it right back that fast, that's quite an accomplishment. So basketball, we're cranking right now. We're in full bloom. No issues out there on the court. We also ran a program. We ran a camp before, raised some money through that because our employees during this whole time period, we didn't lay one off. We didn't cut their salaries. We kept them going straight through. It was important to me, just like with the association, as it is in my business, that those people rely on that on a day-to-day basis. So we were able to maintain the salary structure and everything else. So we have done things in order to raise money that helped us carry us through. And now I think we're going to end up with a better budget year-end on our executive board than we did in the past 3 years, thanks to the residents of Palm Beach Gardens and the other people that donate to our association. So I just want to thank you commissioners, and thank the staff for always supporting us and always being there for us. And Steve, can't forget about you. Thank you for always being there for me. I appreciate it. And if anybody has any questions, I'll certainly answer.
Any questions? No?
Well,
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, guys.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Oh, hey, Tony. Can you come back up? Yeah, the one thing that the city council gets to do is we get to speak kind of like for the greater part of the community. And luckily, there's one mayor every year or so here, and Mark had some special times when he was mayor, And this is going to be a special moment for me as well, and getting to speak on behalf of my friends and my fellow council members and my friends and the city staff, and a lot of my friends and the greater community of Palm Beach Gardens. So we, as a great community, would like to say something to you. So Tony Padala has volunteered for Palm Beach Gardens Youth Athletic Association for roughly 15 years, serving as assistant head coach, baseball league president, and the PBGYAA organization president for nearly 4 years. Mr. Padala has worked tirelessly and selflessly to ensure all children have the best opportunity possible to play sports in the city of Palm Beach Gardens. As president of the PBGYAA, Mr. Padala brought the Cal Ripken World Series to the city of Palm Beach Gardens in 2016, and his leadership has ensured the return of Cal Ripken World Series and International Baseball Championship Tournament for the next 4 years. Mr. Padala and the PBGYAA has also instrumentally developed the Gardens District Park. So for your dedication of service to the community, we have a little token for you we would like to give you. So if you can stay there for a second.
I'm an emotional guy. Things like this. It means a lot. It really does. And that's why I'm out here. Ron, the deal still stands. I go when you go. Okay? So I'm here till you leave. So.
The plaque's on the back too. Okay, right there.
Why don't we get anyone here?
You guys have any important ones?
I'm sure Lori knew all about this and kept it secret. Ron,
Lori, once
so
you get
kept
in,
it from
Lori,
me too, Ron.
Lori, once you come into the picture, come on. Eventually, when it's all worked out, right? Yeah, we'll see you soon. All right, thank you.
That's awesome. Did you look at him? Did you look at him? What did he say? Did they know? Did anybody know?
Well, if you don't mind, Mr. Mayor, just
Please.
real quick, I mean, we've all had kids that played in the YAA. My kid is still playing in the YAA. I can't imagine if he couldn't be playing soccer right now because he'd be driving us nuts at home. So having the kids out there playing at a time like this, when there's so many restrictions to let them be kids and let them get out there and run around and play, and the safety that this group has put together, we can't even go watch a soccer game without having a mask on, and the parent volunteers are all out there, and everybody's very good about doing the right thing. So the YA leadership is extremely strong, well respected, and it makes our city great. So can't say anything better.
Yeah. Rochelle, Chelsea, got any comments, or we're going to move on?
No, just another example of our city.
It's just great. Nobody has this stuff, We got it. All right, so next we're going to do comments from the public. I have one card. Brendan Rodriguez, would you come to the podium? Name and address for the record, sir. Hey, Brendan.
Good evening.
How's it going?
Great, thank you.
Right on.
I reside at 127 First Terrace, Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. So I'm a student at the Palm Beach State College, here on PJ Boulevard, and I am a computer engineering student who is also the president of the Student Government Association for the Gardens campus. I'm here to thank the council for demonstrating exceptional leadership, that of which I am able to model, as this is just the beginning of my leadership journey. And I would also like to thank Councilwoman Reed, as she had participated in an initiative that our campus has moved forward on, which is called Panther Talk. Our mascot is a panther, so we decided to start a program where we create a series of educational videos, and this is not only to provide an online presence for our organization to get more awareness about what we're doing, but also to create opportunities for students to engage with experts in their respective field. So I'm here to give thanks to the council and also Councilwoman Reed for your engagement with our organization, and I look forward to any further collaboration that the student government is able to have with the council.
Thank you, Brandon. Yeah, what'd you do?
So hopefully we'll have it come out soon, but we did an interview together about some of the initiatives that the city is working on in sustainability. And I was really proud to represent the city and all the great work we're doing, and even more honored to be asked to be there. So thank you both, and to Bernard Harrigan, who was kind enough to interview and ask me to be there. It's a great representation for our city and for the college. And thank you for coming tonight. What a nice surprise.
Of course, thank you.
Yeah, very nice. All right, so before we do the city manager report, I am going to acknowledge, actually I had several people walk up to me this week, and these are the people that are online and actually watch, and I'm kind of wonder sometimes how many people really watch online. So I'm taking my garbage out in my front yard, and my neighbors are walking by, I don't even know who they are, and they're watching right now. And they're like, you guys, hi guys, you guys do such a great job as a city council and the city, and they're like, we watch every month online. And I thought that was pretty cool to hear, because I kind of like to fly under the radar a little bit. You guys know that? So when my own neighbors are walking by and they're like, hi Mayor, thank you for doing a great job. And they didn't just say me, they said the whole council. They go, you guys make a great council. And it was odd that I actually heard that, the same thing. We heard it last night, Chelsea, and I heard it one other time. So thank you to the people online for showing up. I appreciate your support. So next is the city manager report. Ron?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council. I have just a few items for you this evening, but I'll be brief, but I think it's very important that if you remember back in November of 2020, last month, our purchasing department earned the 2020 Achievement of Excellence in Procurement Award, which measures and provides benchmarks for public procurement and best practices in procurement. The Palm Beach Gardens is only one of 32 agencies in the state and one of 69 agencies in the United States and Canada to receive this award. Well, he's done it again, eh?
Where is he?
He's done it again.
Oh, there he is.
We have received acknowledgement that on behalf of the Universal Public Procurement Certification Council that we have been honored and publicly named the City of Palm Beach Gardens as a recipient of the UPPCC Agency Certification Award for the 7th year in a row. They state that this indicates that your organization is a fine example of what is becoming a strong indicator of success within the state and local government, and speaks volumes of your agency's commitment, dedication to the profession, and the skills and expertise that you bring to the public procurement industry. We have been presented this frame award to indicate our achievement, credibility, and recognition of the hard work put in by the entire purchasing department. And at this time, I would like to congratulate and recognize the entire procurement project for a team well done. Good job.
Hey, Coomer, I'd complain, I think it was bigger last year.
You know, for all the residents who might be watching out there, this council works really hard. We read everything, and every time there's a purchase order, I just want people to know how clear it is, how easy it is to read, how transparent the purchasing process is here in this city. You make it very easy for us and any resident to just go on the website, on the agenda to read it. So I think our residents need to have confidence that our purchasing department is doing an excellent job making sure our taxpayer dollars are being spent well. So I want to thank you, and I know we probably all feel the same way, so thanks, Kumar.
And Coomer's a nice guy,
Most of the time.
most of the time.
Until you cross him with his procedures, then he's not.
That's usually Patty.
Actually, I'd like to bring the second item to your attention was the Municipal CARES reimbursement program. In mid-November, the county announced a Municipal CARES reimbursement program, and it's designed to reimburse municipalities in Palm Beach County that have certain expenditures related to COVID-19, such as safety equipment, you know, the PPE, the plexiglass dividers, disinfectant sprayers, PPE equipment, public information, et cetera. The expenditures obviously have to be directly related to COVID-19 virus and must have occurred between March 1, 2020 and October 30, 2020. All COVID-19 related expenditures must not have been in the budget. So we have requested $291,557.28 from the county for reimbursement. It could be part or all. We don't know. It's under review for the county right now, but just want to let you know that we have submitted for reimbursement under the CARES Act. And last, I'd just like to remind you that the January council meeting has been changed and moved to January the 14th, which is the second Thursday of the month. You did that in November 5 meeting with the change, with the resolution. So just a reminder to put on your calendar, January 14th will be the next council meeting. With that, I thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. All right, I guess enough of the fun stuff. Let's get to work. The consent agenda. I'm not polling anything, so if there's nothing pulled, can I get a motion and
I
second
do want to
approve?
pull one quick thing, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just pull one thing. I'll make it quick. I just
What do we-
want to pull B, please, the purchase award for the sports lighting retrofit.
Okay, she wants to pull item E,
B as in boy,
B.
purchase award for sports lighting retrofit.
Okay. Got a motion and second to approve minus B.
I'll make the motion to accept the consent agenda minus item B.
I'll second.
Okay. Now what? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
I'll make it quick, and actually, Mark touched on it briefly, that if, this is a great example of Kim Raw, Alan, David, Corey, doing a great job on a purchase. So I'm at my about 9th month of doing this, and every time I open up one of these purchases, it's just so clear. You've done a great job getting the best bid, the right person for each job, and I wanted to thank you for that and congratulate you also on your UPPPCA award. And then also because, you know, sustainability seems to keep coming up, I wanted to mention that this award is extremely impactful because it's an LED update for our retrofit that will save the city a tremendous amount of money and offsetting spill light and glare and cost saving for the future and energy reduction. So thank you for all of your hard work on making that happen. And that's it.
All right, so we were just polling it to speak on it matter. No presentation was needed. And it's not a resolution, so we don't need to read it.
We still need to vote on it.
Just need a motion and a second to approve B.
I'll make a motion to approve B, please.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. Tonight, we are holding quasi-judicial hearings on the following cases. Resolution 70, 2020, site plan approval for recreation clubhouse known as Regency at Avenir. This means that the City Council is required by law to base its decision on the evidence contained in the record of this proceeding, which consists of the testimony at the hearing, the materials which are in official city file on this application and any documents presenting during this hearing. The council is also required by law to allow cross-examination, of any witness who testify tonight. Cross-examination may occur after the staff, the applicant, and other participants have made their presentations and will be permitted in the order of the witness's appearance. It is necessary that anyone who testifies for the hearing remain until the conclusion of the hearing in order to be able to respond to any questions. If you plan to testify this evening or wish to offer any written comments, please fill out the card and give it to the city clerk. The city clerk will now swear in all persons who intend to offer testimony this evening on any of these cases.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
All right, so this is non-quasi. So ordinance 11, Patty, would you read the title, please?
Ordinance 11, 2020, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, amending the City of Palm Beach Gardens budget for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2019, and ending September 30, 2020, inclusive, providing a conflicts clause, a severability clause, and authority to codify, providing an effective date and for other purposes.
All right. I want to open the hearing. Has anything changed since the first reading?
For the record, Alan Owens with the Finance Department. No, sir, been no changes since first reading. This is a simple budget amendment, cleaning up some items for fiscal year ending 9/30/20. Basically just reflecting some significant variances in revenues. And again, it's just a cleanup. But there have been
Right.
no changes.
Right. All right, it doesn't look like there's anyone wishing to speak on this item. I'm going to close the hearing. Can I get a motion and a second to approve so we can bring it back for discussion?
I'll make a motion to accept ordinance 11 on second reading.
I'll make the second.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I don't think there's any discussion on this, really, since motion carries 4-0, or ordinance carries 4-0. No discussion? All right, we'll move on. Ordinance 12, 2020. Patty, read the title.
Ordinance 12, 2020, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, amending Chapter 6, alcoholic beverages at Section 6-2, hours of sale, in order to expand the hours of sale, providing a conflicts clause, a severability clause, and authority to codify, providing an effective date and for other purposes.
I'll open the hearing. Has anything changed? Max, I guess? Nothing's changed on this? Anybody need to talk about it anymore? Okay, can I motion and second to approve?
I'll make the motion to accept ordinance 12, 2020 on second reading.
I'll second it.
All right,
So when does this take effect? Tomorrow? Okay.
10 seconds. Wait, let me get on the phone. Got a lot of guys that are going fishing tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it'll be effective immediately upon adoption.
Okay. No further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Ordinance carries 4-0. Ordinance 14, 2020. Pat, would you please read the title?
Ordinance 14, 2020, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, amending Chapter 78 Land Development Regulations at Section 78-159, permitted uses, minor and major conditional uses, and prohibited uses at Table 21. Permitted, conditional, and prohibited use chart by permitting laboratory, dental, or medical as a minor conditional use in the general commercial CG1 zoning district, adding new note 47.2 to both the laboratory, dental, or medical use and the office, professional, and business use, and modifying subsection J to add new note 47.2, providing that each and every other section and subsection of Chapter 78 land development shall remain in full force and effect as previously adopted, providing a conflicts clause, a severability clause, and authority to codify, providing an effective date and for other purposes.
Going to open the hearing. We do have a staff presentation on this. Samantha, thank you.
Yes, sir. Good evening, Mayor, Council. This is a city-initiated request for a land development regulations text amendment. Specifically, the amendment is to Section 78-159 to permit dental or medical laboratory as a minor conditional use to a professional office use and accessory to that professional office use in general commercial CG1 zoning. This amendment stemmed from National Dentex expressing their desire to relocate their corporate headquarters and laboratory to the City of Palm Beach Gardens. NDX intends to relocate, like I said, their headquarters and their dental device laboratory to the commercially zoned Seminole Shops, which is formerly known as Carl's Plaza, occupying about 35,000 square feet, 25,000 square feet of office, and 10,000 square feet of dental lab. The lab component utilizes 3D technology to create small dental devices such as crowns, bridges, and dentures, and they intend to provide training to dentists from around the world. So with that in mind, and with that resolution passed in November by the City Council expressing their support of the relocation of NDX headquarters, the city does aim to encourage and support modern trends and advancements in technology in the medical and dental field. So through the Economic Development Incentive Program and this text amendment, we are assisting and supporting expanding businesses like NDX and others. So in our code, like I said, section 78-159, table 21 is our permitted use chart. So that laboratory, dental, or medical use, which exists currently, will be permitted as a minor conditional use in the CG1 general commercial zoning. And we are creating a new note 47.2 for professional office use that outlines that minor conditional use for an accessory laboratory and the standards that go along with it. So the minor conditional use process is a staff level approval with review by Planning and Zoning and the Development Review Committee. And this process allows us to ensure that this new note 47.2 standards and conditional use criteria will be met and complied with on a case-by-case basis. The standards that we have outlined for the medical or dental laboratory as an accessory use to a professional office includes things that ensure that it is accessory. So things like size, access, and signage ensure that the laboratory is not its own use, but accessory and ancillary to an office. We also will require that that lab use meets our code definition for a laboratory, that they provide the required parking, that they comply with the city's performance standards to protect adjacent uses. And we added a section in that standard to ensure that the accessory laboratory use is prohibited within the PGA overlay. This request for this text amendment is consistent with the city's comprehensive plan, both in the economic development goal 13.1, achieving sustainable economic development through a balanced and diversified economy, and the commercial future land use element policy 1.1.1.7, intending to accommodate a wide range of commercial uses. This ordinance 14-2020 was advertised in the Post on November 18th, 2020, in accordance with our code requirements for public notice. And this petition will be heard next week at the Planning, Zoning, and Appeals Board meeting on December 8th. Following their recommendation, it will come back to City Council on January 14th, 2021 for second and final reading. And staff recommends approval of ordinance 14-2020 on first reading.
All right, I do not have any comment cards on this, so I'm going to close the hearing. Can I get a motion and a second to approve so we can discuss, please?
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 14-2020.
I will second that.
Any discussion? Questions?
Just, this is a significant capital investment from this company. It's responsible rezoning. It will bring close to 100 well-paying jobs to the city. It's not going to affect our PGA overlay. More services for our residents. I can't think of anything to poke at. So great job with the presentation.
Thank you.
I think it's a smart addition to exactly what they're doing there, because I think they're going to be teaching in there too, right, Ron? Or no?
The primary purpose of the lab is to actually provide instruction for dentists, so they can come and see how the dental prosthetics are manufactured, so that when they can make, so that when they prescribe them, they'll have a better understanding of what it takes to put them together.
Yeah, so I think it makes smart for what they're already bringing in there. That's my position. Like Chelsea said, there's nothing to poke at here on this.
Encouraging and assisting smart and responsible development and redevelopment in the city is important for us going forward. And making it an accessory use in the way that it was done was a really smart way to ensure that that happens.
My only question, and I don't even know if there's an answer to it, but you know, we hear a lot about all the construction and building, and we, as electeds in the city, of course, staff get hammered with, you know, building this and that, and how's that going to impact traffic? So I can't imagine, I don't know if there's been a traffic study that would, you know, kind of give us this, I would assume this use is going to give us less traffic than what is already approved as a retail center?
It's a reasonably fair assumption, yes.
Yeah.
Because the use of professional office combined with their corporate office combined with a lab, the lab is a relatively passive use, traffic-wise. So you'll have normal rush hour peak trips, but it's going to be far fewer than you'd have probably with a retail center.
And also what is happening across the street from there, where they're tearing down that plaza and building how many units of residential. I think our neighbors should be happy that this project is going to offer, you know, professional space with less traffic impacts. Is that fair? Okay.
Yes, absolutely. If the traffic impacts, if anything, are negligible. If anything, it would be less. But based on the fact that the lab use is accessory and the square footage is limited, I think honestly it's probably an overall decrease. But obviously this is a text amendment, and a traffic analysis isn't necessarily required. But you know, the nice part about a minor conditional use is it allows us to look at each proposal on a case-by-case basis as well. And so we're able to look at parking, and if ever in the future, because this is a citywide petition, if there's ever any concern, we can certainly address that during the review.
Right, well, this particular ordinance is, I know it's amending the LDR as a whole, but it's really specific sort of for Seminole shops. So anyone that lives around there is, you know, you're not going to have nighttime activity. You're not going to have garbage and smells and, you know, stuff like that. So I think it's a great use. So I applaud it. So thank you.
You have to go back in time a couple years ago when there was that one burned-out car that lived in the parking lot there for 3 years. So I think it's definitely an improvement. It's actually in 1993, that's the building I met my husband in.
Okay. Any details you want to share?
No, that's enough.
There was a burned-out car that sat in that parking lot for 3 years? I thought we've had it a long time, since Carl's Furniture.
It was annexed in 2018, and it's
Yeah.
only improved since then, honestly. Landscaping, paint, architecture was recently approved, so
Yeah,
Seminole Shop site is getting better and better.
good for the gardens. Smart building. All right, we done? No further discussion. Man, what's up with me? No further discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Ordinance carries 4-0. Okay, we have one quasi to last. Patty, would you please read Resolution 70, 2020?
Resolution 70, 2020, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, approving a site plan for a 20,751 square foot clubhouse facility and associated recreational amenities on a 5.99 acre site for the Regency at Avenir Residential Community Pod 5, located 4,000 feet north of the intersection of Avenir Drive and North Lake Boulevard within the Avenir Planned Community Development, PCD, generally located on the north side of North Lake Boulevard, east of Grapeview Boulevard, west of Bay Hill Drive, and south of Beeline Highway, as more particularly described herein, providing an effective date for the purposes.
Open the hearing. Ex partes, I have absolutely zero on this. Anybody else?
No.
No.
No? Petitioner's presentation, please.
Hi, good evening.
How are you?
For the record, Nicole Plunkett, Kotler in hearing, and I have been sworn in.
You can take it off.
Sure.
Thanks.
For the record, Nicole Plunkett, I have been sworn in. Tonight's presentation is for the Regency at Avenir Clubhouse. We do have our full project team here, and we do have them virtual as well. They're watching, so hi,
Cool,
guys.
right on.
The applicant tonight is the Toll Brothers. We do have our full team here, REG Architects, KWD Landscape Architecture, everybody's here. I know that everybody's been briefed, so I'll go quickly through this for you.
We like that.
For the record, just requesting the site plan approval for 20,751 square foot clubhouse with a variety of outdoor and indoor amenities. I know the council is extremely Avenir is in Pod 5. Just a reminder that Pod 5 is an age-restricted community with 469 dwelling units. 97% of the homes in Pod 5 are within half a mile of the clubhouse parcel. And what that means is that the location of the clubhouse parcel provides a variety of options for residents to get to the clubhouse parcel. So it's not just vehicles that are going, you're also going to have golf cart parking, you're going to have electric vehicle parking, pedestrian walking. There are many different ways that you can get to the clubhouse because it's so centrally located. A few of the amenities along the front area, you have tennis courts, pickleball, sport courts, tot lots, and looking through the main entry 3D rendering, when you're driving through the entrance of the Pearl, the clubhouse itself, you have the art feature in the back and just an elegantly designed landscape features along the front designed by KWD Landscape Architecture. We've also looked at the hardscape elements all the way down to the pavers, the paving patterns, and of course the architecture of the building. It's a one-story building with a variety of architectural amenity options. Interior of the building, but on the exterior you do have a variety of interests with the roof features and the different materials of the clubhouse itself. Taking a look in the rear of the clubhouse, something that we paid special attention to with the design of the rear is that even though you have so many different amenities, from the bocce ball courts to the fire tables, even the amphitheater pavilion area and the pool area, even though you have so many different options in the back, it was very intentionally designed. You can see the green squares along the back, which makes up this grid pattern, and that grid pattern contains planters, raised planters with date palms which extend through the whole main area. So you have the variety of amenities, but everything really is tied together through the excellent design from our project team. In the amphitheater area, in the back of the clubhouse is terraced, sloped sections, and what that does is this amphitheater area really provides a variety of opportunities for the clubhouse to put on whatever types of events that they want. So there's flexible spaces, and they can grow really resident-driven amenities. So as more residents move into the community and as they start showing their interests with the management, really the Regency can really base their amenities and the types of things that they're going to do at the clubhouse based on what the residents want. So we did look at cross-sections through the residences which are directly adjacent to it and paid special close attention to the landscape design and the buffer as well. So that is my very, very quick presentation. We do have our whole team here, happy to answer any questions, but it's a pleasure being here tonight. Thank you.
I have no cards on this, so I'm going to close the hearing. Can I get a motion and a second to approve so we can discuss?
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 70, 2020.
I will second that.
All right, discussion, questions, comments?
I hope I'm old enough to move in there when the time comes.
I want to buy a home in there too.
I had one question that I had asked at agenda review about the tennis complex, that I noticed that there was no check-in desk, kiosk, whatever for tennis. How's that going to work?
The tennis facilities and the pickleball facilities, all of the amenities are on a first-come, first basis right now. But as I mentioned in the presentation, since it's going to be resident-driven, if there's an interest of maybe a tennis club or something where they might have tournaments, it could easily evolve into a more formal process. There is a pavilion right adjacent to the tennis area, which could be converted or allow check-in for those types of things. But right now, it is a first-come, first-served basis.
I don't have any questions about the particular project. I mean, the landscaping looks great, the architecture fits, it's all high-end, nice project. Just on a more of a global scale, how are things going in Pod 5? How many homes I know the models are being erected now, is that right?
Right.
Yeah.
So a general timeline is the models, I wrote it down. The models are looking to be done and open by March of 2021. And then the clubhouse itself we're anticipating through construction scheduling to have it open in early 2022.
Okay. So residents will be the first residents that move into that community will have a clubhouse that they can use for the most part.
That's
the
just
plan.
about how it is timing,
Okay,
yes.
thank you.
Yeah, I have no questions, no further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution carries 4-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Items for council action, discussion, and items of interest. Any discussion?
I have a little one.
A little? Patty, can you put her on the 30-second clock, please?
I can do it in 3 minutes.
I can do it in 3 minutes.
Not even 7 o'clock.
May I go ahead, Carl? Is it okay to speak?
Please, yeah. go
Okay,
ahead.
great. So this week, I've been speaking with our city manager and our city attorney regarding an issue that I'm interested in, concerned about, which was discussed on this dais before. And I want to take a moment to thank Ron and thank Max for walking me through this process. I really appreciate it. I believe it's appropriate to look into adopting a policy eliminating polystyrene or styrofoam products from our city property. We have walked through it this week, and taking a look at what we do here already in Palm Beach Gardens, I want to give kudos and a huge shout out to our Parks and Rec Department, our golf course, and our staff and previous councils for the successful initiatives that you've already put in. It's really impressive. I was delighted and relieved. Even in our city alone, clubs like Mirasol have also accomplished a tremendous amount, stopping the use of styrofoam and other sustainable initiatives. And their members, our residents, are in support. So tonight I want to pick up the conversation that you guys had last year, looking to you guys for a consensus from this council, if you agree to direct our city manager and our attorney and staff to begin the process of setting the appropriate policy to restrict styrofoam in the city. To restrict styrofoam in the city. Sorry, Ron. Do you want me to start over? Start the clock over? Okay. In speaking with our staff, with Ron and Max, I've asked them that they look into looking at styrofoam with the intention of an ordinance, perhaps as part of a planned revision for our Parks and Rec ordinance that's about to come up. When you guys left it last year, you left it to the Sustainability Subcommittee at the Chamber, as well as the PGA Corridor. I'm the founder and chair of the Sustainability Subcommittee for the Chamber, so I'm happy to be a part of that conversation. Although for this initiative, my hope is that we're not pressuring or changing local businesses who are already under duress with COVID, but rather we would be reflecting this on city property only, as Palm Beach Gardens continues to be an example of taking care of, it's fine, taking care of our environment. And the city website just launched a sustainability page as well, which shows our commitment to reducing our environmental impacts through a triple bottom line concept. It's an excellent start as well. We are doing so much, and this feels like it would be the next most rational step to pick up where you guys left off last year. So I wanted to open it up and see if you would, if there's a consensus for support to have our city manager and our city attorney look into the feasibility of this.
Charles, you're just looking to do it citywide, not, I mean, citywide with what we do as a city, not mandating that businesses in the city have to follow an ordinance.
No, not for the businesses in the city. They're right now with takeout containers and COVID, that would just be awful. But I do think we have an opportunity on our city property as we look to possibly expanding different properties. We have this beautiful golf course, we have this tennis center. It's a nice opportunity where we have food service and things like that to not have styrofoam cups flying off into our lakes and waterways. They'll be there 20 years from now, and it's a small move that could have a large impact. In my opinion.
We did get a report from Casey on what's happening at the golf club. I'll move closer. We did get a report from Casey on what's happening at the golf club. According to what she said, as of COVID in March, they stopped all styrofoam. The report that we got from Parks and Rec said it was still being used at the Dancing Crane. Where are we on that?
I would leave that to our city to keep unpacking for us as we go forward. I don't know what the plans will be after COVID for styrofoam at the...
Casey had said that they had stopped it in the report we got.
If I could help, if I
Yeah.
understand you right, it's it's difficult to hear, but
Yeah.
the current usage of styrofoam in the city is some of the golfers like to use the large styrofoam cups for their large drinks and/or coffee because all of the other cups they use sort of disintegrate and the ice melts, but the styrofoam with the lid keeps ice on. It is a limited group. It's generally the retired gentlemen in the morning that play in the leagues. That's just at the golf course. The other use of styrofoam, as is reported by staff, is at the seniors' events. They've tried different cups, but the seniors prefer the styrofoam cups because it doesn't burn their hands when they put coffee in it. And that's probably the extent right now that we're aware of that any styrofoam is used in any city that's being distributed by any city programs. And I think that was in a memo that I sent out to you.
Yeah, that was. So I was just confused on the two.
It's my turn. No, I never want to. I never want to put the city in a legal spot where we have to defend something unnecessarily. But unlike some of the ordinances that some of the people in the community ask us to support, which definitely puts us at a risk of a legal challenge, banning or having the city stop using styrofoam at our facilities is not going to put us in any legal jeopardy, I wouldn't think. Yeah, you might have a few people that are going to get upset about it at the beginning, but, look, some of our communities already stopped using styrofoam. They're leading the charge, so why shouldn't the city's facilities do the same thing? I know it's already phasing out. It always seems like it's phasing out. So it's not really going to hurt anybody. It doesn't really make much of a difference probably in the grand scheme of things, but, and then you say, well, why not do it? If it's not going to hurt anybody and if it's just going to kind of push some of those people over the edge to make sure they remember to bring their own cups to the golf course, which, I do now and what have you, why not do it? So I would support you, Chelsea, if that's something that you and the other council members want to do. It's an easy leadership thing to take, easy leadership role to take on a pretty popular item. Did you bring that on purpose, or?
All right, so how I think about it, and I don't want to, first off, I've been playing golf in Palm Beach Gardens on every golf course for a long, long time, and I've never seen styrofoam cups littered around and about. I don't want to be an oversight committee on the way the city conducts its business when we're getting down to cups and how they serve drinks. It might be an efficiency issue. I'm sure it's a recyclable issue. I don't know if changing cups will cost the community more money. We always lean on staff for their recommendation. And if there was an easy path, because none of us are too deep into this conversation yet, we've been talking about it for 5 minutes. If there was an easy path to get to a better solution, then everybody would be on board. I don't know if staff's on board with this. I don't know if it's going to cost the community money. I don't know if there's a better solution on how to serve drinks. And sometimes I think that, I don't know, it's such a little thing. Why can't we just let the city serve drinks the way they want?
It's an environmental.
I mean, we're not,
Because it's an environmental.
it's not an
issue.
impact on the environment, come on.
It is an
It is not.
environmental issue.
If it's recyclable, it gets to the garbage.
They
I'm
are
sorry to
not.
interrupt you. Styrofoam is not recyclable.
recyclable.
Okay, so,
It's not. It breaks down into smaller pieces, so it doesn't.
not into our community, it's not. They're bringing it to
Well-
wherever. It's not an argument on, I'm just saying.
No,
it's-
well, the
I
point
highly
of,
doubt it's impacting the community of Palm Beach Gardens.
The point of
I'm allowed to
bringing-
have my opinion on it, you guys.
you're right.
And I'm not being argumentative with you. I don't know enough about it, because if there's an easier way to get to where we want to be and it's better for the community and the environment, I'm all for it.
From
But I
what-
also don't want to dictate on how they're serving coffee. It
From what
just
Kate-
seems so small.
From what Casey said, they have a lot of environmental initiatives already going on at the golf course. They are way ahead of the game, and that this is part of their plan is to phase it out. So this may just be the extra little push during COVID. She said they are giving out the cups, and if people do, eventually they're going to start remembering to bring their own cups if they don't have a styrofoam cup and they don't want to burn their hands.
And I actually bring my own Yeti, so I agree with that.
So it's really not a big thing to do, but environmentally, every piece of styrofoam is a big impact.
And so just to clarify, it's not just cups, it's any food service. And 1990, McDonald's stopped using styrofoam, and they've saved over $60 million by doing so. And
So
haven't,
you're talking about even the way we
it
serve
could be a
sandwiches are inside
clamshell.
the styrofoam.
Yeah,
They've already
so-
done that. They've
Just to
stopped-
clarify, we don't use styrofoam containers at all.
Okay.
There's only 2 uses of styrofoam at all at the golf course and for our senior citizens over in the senior citizen building. So I just want to clarify that. And if that's all we're talking about, if you'd like, why don't you allow the city attorney and I to look at what we believe would be the best method and bring it back to you to look at. There are ways of doing resolutions, proclamations, and there are ordinances. Recall, though, that ordinances are laws. Laws require enforcement. Enforcement requires the possibility of fines and those types of things. Proclamations and resolutions can put forth policies, and in those policies you can also set goals and objectives. You can include education, information. So if you would, the attorney and I will try to work out what we believe is the best alternative and/or maybe options and bring it back to you. And if we're looking at the Parks and Recreation ordinance, we're looking at making some changes that may take a month or two before we can finish with that, unless we can come up with a quicker solution somewhere along the way, and we'll bring it back to you. We'll work on that and see what we can do to help with the environmental issue. It is in our operation right now. It is de minimis. And we've done a lot to eliminate styrofoam use. I personally can't stand styrofoam. Every time you get a box with those little peanuts in it, that's so annoying. And then when you get something in the boxes where you have to pull the ends off and everything flakes up in your house, it's terrible. I understand, but give us an opportunity and we'll work on it.
So I just want to reiterate, thank you so much. I want to reiterate, I'm putting this in your hands completely.
No, I'm sharing with Max.
With Max.
Sure.
And
Show your hands, Max.
And we trust you to guide us on this, to educate us on what we don't know, whether it's about ordinances, resolutions, education, or what styrofoam can and cannot do, and what we can and cannot do with it. So we respectfully, if it sounds like we have consensus for our city manager and our city attorney to look into this for us, as long as you need to take, because I know you have really pressing things going on, we appreciate it very much.
Actually, Chuck, this will actually help your sustainability committee as well. When the city takes whatever action we choose to take, it will help that committee.
And we appreciate that.
Can we also look into what the options may be if we swap those styrofoam out? Maybe there is some kind of a cup that won't burn their hands that we can do as an alternative
course
when we
we
do
will.
this.
Of course we will. I've already got some ideas.
I mean, the idea is to do it, not necessarily make a law on it, just to do it, so.
And I'm comfortable with, like what I said, is, we all lean on staff to make the right choices because we don't know everything. So when they do the research, and if I'm comfortable leaning on them to help make a bigger picture on this, then I, how can I disagree if that's what we're gonna do? So,
Thank you.
sorry for the argument. That's the first time I have had one. I had to clean out my pipes. All right, that's done. I'm going to say one thing. I hope everybody had a very nice Thanksgiving, and we're not going to be together, people online and stuff. So Christmas is coming up. Our Veterans Plaza looks awesome. So it's very nice to see the city is festive, at least right here. And, when I got out of my truck and the music was playing, my walk slowed when I was coming in the building. I usually speed up when I go by Patty's office to get in the door, but at least At least I slowed down for a second there to enjoy that Veterans Plaza, so that was super.
Can I comment on that for just 1 second?
Sir, yeah.
The decorations in the plaza are up. We're also putting decorations out on Military Trail. And I have to give credit where credit is due. I got a text message from our mayor saying, well, if we're not having any ceremonies and things to celebrate the holidays, can we at least decorate and make the City Hall complex look festive? So I give credit to our mayor for bringing that idea. Parks and Recreation and staff got together, threw together a bunch of stuff that they have, and it's going to have City Hall decorated in holiday fashion, and so thank you for the great idea.
You know, we celebrate, you know, everybody, and we all done it over the years. We've gone to so many things, no matter what religion, no matter what it is, and that was, when I saw a little thing, I just happened to talk to Ron about it and just wanted to vent a little bit. We need to live and not be afraid of repercussions because we're celebrating the holidays. So that was just my point. So anyway, I'll shut up. Anything else?
I just wanted to wish everybody a safe and happy holiday. And though we may not be able to celebrate together like we would want to, the sacrifice that we make doing that by not gathering, we're not sacrificing the lives of those we love. We've already lost too many, and our community has lost too many.
Mark?
Just a reminder, next Wednesday, is that, Patty? Next Wednesday night is tree lighting? Is that
Yeah.
what it turned into? Because Thursday's the beginning of Hanukkah, is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. I already got the invite on it.
Yes, it's virtual for city council members on December 9th at 5:30.
We show up.
Yeah, I don't know if I can make it.
Yeah, you're gonna be there, right?
I don't know.
Hmm.
That's,
Oh, you work till 7?
I do.
Okay.
And also, my last comment, and then, you know, this council, I'm honored to be a part of it. It's a lot of fun most of the time. We are very respectful, and we all know the city very well. We all engaged with the city for a long time, either by living in the city, having our kids engaged in the city, and sports, rec, volunteering on committees, working for the city, being a part of all sorts of activities for a long, long time. And that's what makes this council in this city very strong, is that we have people that work in the city and volunteer to sit up here, and all the committees that don't get any real accolades. But that's why we are supportive of each other, and that's why the city is good. And I look forward to making sure that our future people are well understood and well versed in what happens here to make sure it stays great. That's all I got.
Thank you, Mayor. City Attorney report?
No, sir, just Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, enjoy your holidays, and see you guys in January.
Well, I hope I will see you guys before New Year's, but Merry Christmas. Mark, I'm sure I'll hang out with you sooner or later. And if that is it, we will politely adjourn. Happy holiday.